All right, it's your girl Sandra D, the main event, and welcome to my channel and to my community of love and unity. We will not be talking about hair. We will not be talking about food. We are on the journey of talking about the narcissist. And if you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? So today we're going to talk about why the narcissist hoovers you. Now, the narcissist uses a Hoover as a way of trying to gain control back into your life. Because the narcissist did not expect for you to figure out that they were actually playing mind games with you. Okay? They never wanted you to know what they were doing. Okay? They didn't want you to recognize and understand and know that they were playing a game with you from the first time that they engaged in conversation with you. Okay. Now they were always admiring you from afar. You just didn't know it. Okay. The narcissist, okay, intentionally targeted you because there was a lot of things about you that the narcissist liked, but also what the narcissist was lacking in their own personal life, period, as an individual. So the narcissist is going to mimic you. They're going to mirror your personality. And see, this is the first beginning of where the narcissist is actually planning on how they're going to approach you by mimicking and mirroring back to you your personality of who you are as a way for you to be comfortable with the narcissist and not see them as a threat, because they want to give a good impression, okay, on your mind. So they want you to feel like they're cool, they want you to feel like, like y'all click, like y'all got a connection, and it's the furthest from the truth. What they really did was just copy your personality, and what they did was project your personality back to you. And when you assumed, because you assumed that the narcissist, was a cool person. Okay. And that's what they wanted you to do, because that way they could, go into their next phase of how they were going to manipulate you. So what they did was give you a sample of yourself. That's pretty much what they did. They just gave you a sample of you. And that is why you were impressed with the narcissist, because you got it going on. And that's not to be arrogant. No, you're just confident in who you are individually as a person. You don't go out and you don't have this big ego about yourself, but you do know that you hold value and that you are valuable. Okay. You do know that. Okay. And the narcissist knew it too. So the narcissist needed to gain your trust. Okay. And how they did that, like I said, they mirrored you, they mimic you, and they introduce themselves to you with your own attributes, with your own personality. Okay. And they're giving you a sample of you. Okay. And so, when you go to the store, and I know I said this in my other video, but I'm going to say it in this one too, because I don't know who's going to come across this video, which video they're going to come across first. So I wanted to just do a small little recap. What they'll do is they will give you a sample, okay, and hoping that you will like this sample that they're presenting to you. And they know you're going to like the sample because you like you. Okay, you are in love with yourself in a healthy, balanced way. And so the narcissist knew you was going to take a bite. Okay. And when they did this to you, this is how they knew they were going to move into the next phase. Okay. In the next phase is when they were getting to know you, but I call this the interviewing phase. So what they were doing was interviewing you, and you're thinking, oh, this person is amazing. They're a good listener. They weren't listening because they were a good listener. They were listening as they were plotting and planning out how they were going to run their game on you in the next move that they were going to do. So while you were sitting over there kikiing up with them, sipping on the tea, just kicking it, like, let's kick it, let's kick it, So you kicking it, thinking, okay, this is cool, not knowing that this narcissist already has copied your whole personality, your whole persona, your whole swag, okay? I mean, to the T. Then they turned around and interviewed you. And once they interviewed you, they made sure that they had these mental notes to write out a script to be the perfect man or woman, okay? Depending on who am I speaking to, a man or a woman in your relationship. This applies to either or, but I just wanted to let you know that they scripted a script for you and became one of the best Academy Award actors or actresses you have ever met. Okay? Because they straight up are con artists. They are straight up scam artists. Oh, baby. But let's keep going. I digress. So they scripted this person. Okay. Now, when they scripted this person, they based it off of the information that they gathered from you. Okay. Now, when they knew what you were asking or needing, or your likes, your dislikes, they not only created a character that they was going to play to meet what you said, they also was using the love bombing stage, as a way of mixing all of that together. Okay. Now they had to go and put it all together because the number one thing that the narcissist is after is to gain your trust. That's the number one thing they're after. It ain't just your supply. They can't get to the supply without gaining your trust. You heard me right. They gained your trust. And when they did gain your trust, what they wind up doing was playing a lifetime role. Okay? Now, they did the love bombing. Okay? They made sure they called you or text you, wanted to see how you was doing. You was on their mind, And then when they was love bombing you, what you also don't know is that they were secretly, through the love bombing, creating you a love potion that they wanted you to drink. Not knowing that that love potion that they created for you was actually poison. Because they used that love bombing as a way for you to not see them for who they are. And you did not recognize and know that they were actually using this as a cover-up. You didn't know what you was getting into until later on 53rd Street, but we're getting there. So when they gave you this love potion in the love bombing stage, okay, that's what I call the potion, okay, because they were blinding you. And you know how you rock a baby to sleep and they close their eyes and they sleeping? That's what the narcissist was doing to you. They was like, rock-a-bye, baby, okay? They was rocking you to sleep. They didn't want you to see what was coming. Okay, so they rocked you to sleep. Now, while they were rocking you to sleep and doing all of these things in the love bombing stage, you wide open. You like, oh, wow. Because you impressed. Impressed because the information that you gave to them, they used. They used it as a way to manipulate you to get to the next stage of their manipulation in their game. Okay? So what wind up happening? You felt like, oh, this person, they coming through. They seem cool. They doing what I asked. Wow. Okay. You feeling like, you got y'all click, like y'all got this connection. Okay. You was connected, all right. You was already connected to yourself. Like I told you, all they did was throw you back at you. And then when they did the love bombing stage, they was still throwing you back at you. Because when you keyed it up and gave them that information, they was using that as a way to gain your trust. Okay? All these are weapons that they're using against you. You don't know this at first until later on 53rd Street. I digress. We're going to keep going. So what they're doing is trying to gain your trust, okay, through the love bombing. Gave you a potion for you to drink as a way of rocking you to sleep so that the only thing you see is them as this wonderful person. And while you're seeing them as this wonderful person, your emotions is on sky high. Okay, you're like loving you, oh, because it's beautiful. Shooby-dooby-doo-doo. Ah. Now, that doesn't always mean that it's a love relationship, but you're loving how you're being treated because you know you should be treated right. You deserve to be treated good. You're a queen, you're a king out here. That's what you're supposed to be receiving, right? And you thinking somebody actually gets it. Oh, yeah, they got it all right. They got it as a game to manipulate, control, and to run some serious game on you. Okay, but I digress. Let's keep going. So as you are continuing on this journey of thinking that this person, has your best interest at heart, and they're counting on you to believe that, okay? So at this point, when they're trying to gain your trust, they know that you don't know them well enough yet, okay? Which is why they're playing this role for you to get to know you, getting to know all about you. After that, again, playing this role, okay? They know that your walls are up, okay? And what they're doing through this love bombing stage and giving you this love potion is they're trying to get you to get your walls to come down because they need to be able to gain that access. And this is how they started gaining their access to you. Okay. Now, you're like a flower that's closed. You know those flowers, ladies, men, either a woman gave you flowers or you went and you bought flowers for your ladies, or ladies, you have received flowers from your man. And when you get them, they are closed, right? So they're closed, but once you add them in water, add the solution, put it in the vase and everything, after a couple of days or so, what does that flower do? It begins to open. Okay, that's what the narcissist needed you to do. They needed you wide open. They need you wide open. Okay, now they need you wide open because it's just like if somebody comes to your house and they knock on your door and you order Amazon or a mailman is delivering a package for you and they knock on your door or ring your doorbell and you home. Okay, what they do is they're expecting, if somebody is home, to open up the door. Okay? Because you trust who it is on the other side of the door. Shoot, you receiving a package. They want you to receive their package. Their package of destruction and lies and manipulation. But I digress because we're going to move forward. So they're gaining your trust. Now, when they know that they know, because they know how this game works, this is when they snatch off your personality that they mimic and mirrored you with and start at this point to show you who they really are. Okay? So what they're doing is showing you that they are a manipulative, abusive individual who is coming to tear you up in your emotions, in your mental state. Okay? Because you begin to ask the narcissist questions. Okay? The narcissist didn't want you to ask them no questions. The narcissist assumed that because they had given you these things that you guys had a conversation in regards to, that you was going to accept anything because the narcissist played a role that they can provide and do anything, okay, for you. And when you began to question the narcissist, the narcissist got pissed because they felt like, how dare you question me, and I've done all of these wonderful and great things for you. How unappreciative you are, and I've done all of the things that you said that we talked about and discussed when we was kikiing it up and sipping on tea. So you had caused them a narcissistic injury and you didn't even know. But they are using this tactic, okay, this trick, all right, as a way of reprogramming you to be what they want you to be and not who you are. Okay? Because at this point, they are trying to mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually trying to break you down. That's what they doing. So when you cause the narcissist injury, which you didn't know because you like confused, and you were supposed to be, because that was the trick of the narcissist. The narcissist wanted you to be confused, okay? Because confusion is a part of the manipulation to cause you reasonable doubt, to make you not understand the reality of what is actually taking place. Okay? They're trying to change that outcome to fall on their behalf. That's what reasonable doubt can do. Okay? So they wanted you to be confused and wanted you at that point start saying, oh, well, maybe I am overreacting. You know, they have done this, that, and the other. That's what they were hoping that you would say and that you would do, and that's the way you was going to think, because they wanted to turn that inwardly so that it will be easier for them to continue their bad behavior and also at the same time reflict pain on you so that they could get supply from you easier. Okay, now they probably gave you some sad story about some of the things that they went through, or some of them may not have shared that much information with you at all and put you in the spotlight because they knew that they wanted the spotlight. Okay, now when the narcissist was sitting over here doing this, the narcissist knew that they were going to leave. But what they were doing is making you look inwardly, okay, so that you could turn against yourself and blame yourself for the relationship not working out. Because that's what they wanted. They wanted you to blame yourself for the relationship not working out because they were Mr. or Mrs. Wonderful in the beginning. And then they tried to guilt trip you into thinking that how you're treating them is not fair when you didn't do nothing wrong. When you asked the question, it was legitimate. But they didn't want you to know that they were running game. Okay? Now, when they did this, as soon as you started questioning them, oh, baby, that was when they started working in your group or their own group to say this person has done X, Y, and Z, lying on you. Now, some of these people that's cool with the narcissist either knew their asses was lying, excuse me, Jesus, or because they know that's how the narcissists get down and they didn't want to get the backlash, they went along with it. Okay? So, the smear campaign began. It could have been with their own social group, or it could have been with your social group, because the narcissist wants to know everything they can about you and who you hang with, who you talk with, and all of these other things, in hopes that you will introduce them, okay, to your family, to your friends, to your loved ones, with all of that, because they're going to try to plant negative seeds in these individuals and tell these people all kinds of stories and lies, or exaggerate the truth to try to work in their favor again. They doing all of these things because they're trying to take away your support circle one by one. Okay? Now, they are doing this smear campaign, gossiping, saying you did this, and telling them, oh, I've done this, I've done that, I'm concerned about so-and-so. Now, they are talking about the things that they did do in the love bombing stage. They ain't telling them what they've been doing by torturing you and gaslighting you and manipulating you. They ain't feel that part in. They left that part out. Okay? They intentionally left that part out. Okay, so now, as you are continuing, your relationship with this individual, you are sitting here like, what is going on? I don't understand what happened to this great, wonderful person. So what wind up happening is you probably sit here and you thinking, oh, you know what? Well, maybe I have been a little harsh, or you know what? Maybe I need to do something, to make this person feel like I'm not trying to hurt them and that, it's okay. So what you wind up doing is you working overtime, you working hard, you creating a great atmosphere and everything in that nature of love and things, out of appreciation and things in that nature. And a narcissist is eating that up and loving that. You feel me? They are loving every bit of that because they are recognizing from that sign alone that they have actually the manipulation that they're running on you is working. Now, if you guys hear people talking in the background, there's people outside in the hallway where I live in my apartment, but I'm not going to sit here and stop my video. I'm going to keep talking. But just in case when you guys get this video and it runs back and you hear it, please disregard that, and I hope you can hear everything that I'm saying. Okay, now let's go ahead and finish this conversation, as we know that it's getting juicy, right? Okay, so you're creating this great atmosphere for this narcissist. You making them feel special and things of that nature, and they eating it up because they's like, yeah, okay, my manipulation is working. Okay, so now that they know that it is working, they're gonna go into overtime and overdrive, and they're going to keep going steps further, because what they're doing is trying to tap into your emotional state now. Okay, because they already got you thinking, so now they got to get to them emotions. Okay, so they gaslighting the heck out of you. They are showing you things that you are like, I don't understand why this person is acting this way. Then they're sitting over here projecting on you, making you feel guilty, tapping into the emotions, but working on them emotions on overdrive. Okay? because they trying to break you down, baby. They trying to break you, okay? I mean, like, break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. They trying to break you down. Now, what's wind up happening is, while they're doing all this, then they're going to sit over here and they're going to do like a discard. Okay. Now, when they do this is when they leave, no contact, no communication, things of that nature. Now, the reason why they are doing that, okay, now they put you really on a timeout because, they either had some supply that they needed to get back to, or a supply that they was interested in grooming, okay, to add, okay, to their recruitment plan, okay, with no benefits. Anyway, so you are stuck. Like, what just happened? I don't understand. So again, this was all a part of the manipulation and all a part of the plan. Now, they are hoping that while they left, that you are going to look for them. Okay? They are hoping that you are going to call them, because now that's part of the trick too. Because you could be calling them and things of that nature and texting them, and they with that new supply talking about, see what I mean? This person won't leave me alone. I don't know why this person is contacting me. See, they putting these things into this new supply head as if you is a nuisance and a problem, and you don't even know that they are working all of these things behind the scene. Okay? Now, some of them want you to reach out and things of that nature. They're not going to respond. And they do that on purpose, okay? Because they're hoping that by them not explaining to you why they just up and left, okay, that they could come back and then give you this sob story and tell you sorry just so that they can continue to abuse you and manipulate you, so that they can further break you down. Okay? Now, the smear campaign already happened. You didn't know. You didn't know about this other supply. But now if you went on their social media and then you seen that they was in a whole nother relationship, you was like, who that? You was like Madonna, who's that girl? Okay? Who's that girl? Okay, you didn't know. You had no idea. Now, they did that on purpose. Because again, they trying to mess with your mental and your emotions to do what? To break you down. Okay? They want to hurt you intentionally and on purpose and not give you any closure. But then they want you to text and say, who is that? This, that, and the other. And then that's when the other supply either may say something to you or, nothing is said at all until the narcissist is ready to come back to give you their little sad story and say, I know I messed up. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I never meant to hurt you. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Okay. So they have already put all of these things in place. Now, this is when the Hoover starts. Now, the hoovering could start, after maybe you discovered the truth, or, maybe this supply said something to you and you had no idea about this person, individual. You like, who that? You know what I mean? You're like, okay. Now, some of you guys after that, y'all probably didn't say nothing to the narcissist, or when you seen all that, you had already got your answer and knew that, you already had a gut feeling that something just wasn't clicking. It wasn't rolling right. It was like, yeah, no, something about this stinks. Okay, you found out it was caca, boo-boo, poop. Okay? That the narcissist was full of it. All right? Full of that she naive. Okay? Shit. All right? Excuse me, Jesus. But let's just be real. All right? Because I'm going to give it to you raw and uncut. So now when you found all of this out, that's when you was like, okay. You may have been hurt, devastated, did not understand why somebody would treat you like that. Okay? Like you was just scum on their shoes. Okay? They belittled you, mistreated you, took advantage of your kindness, scammed you. And you was probably thinking, wow, all this stuff that I did, this is how you do me, and I didn't do anything to deserve how you're treating me. They did it on purpose. Now, when you got your answer, you probably was like, F that. Okay? You probably was like, okay, that's how you gonna roll. That's how you gonna do things. At that point, you blocked them off your social media, off your phone. You didn't want to have nothing to do with somebody that thought that that was okay to mistreat you the way that they did and abuse you. No, you didn't sign up for that. So what wind up happening is the narcissist recognized that they couldn't get a hold of you. And they realized that you shut the door on them from not being able to continue running game on you. Now, this is when they start hoovering you. Okay? They hoover you because they want to get back into your good graces to be able to run the game again. But what they really want to do is deepen, that trauma bond that they placed on you. Because the narcissist wants you to be unstable. Which is why they did the mental first before they even got to your emotions, because they were trying to gain your trust so that they could go in and reprogram you by affecting those areas to break you down. They wanted you to feel like you could not live your life without them. And they wanted you to feel as though they were the best thing to happen to you. And the narcissist also during these things was also doing these wicked, evil spells depending on the type of narcissist. Because they were setting these things up on purpose to make you believe in who they are in the relationship that you had with them. And they're casting out these spells, okay, trying to cause even more damage in your life so that you will run back to them because they want you to feel like it's safer over here when you're with me. And it's further from the truth. They designed and did those things on purpose to mess with your livelihood because they want to capitalize on your supply and leave you with nothing for yourself, for your family, for your kids. The narcissist was running this game from beginning all the way to the end. And the only reason why a narcissist is hoovering you in the first place, okay, is only because they're trying to see if they can come back, okay, into your life. And if you will allow them to come back, because all they're going to do is give you this sad story. And some of you probably did allow the narcissist to come back because you felt like you needed closure, but you got your closure and your answer when the narcissist did everything that they did. But it can work in a narcissist's favor though, because they know you're going to be curious. But not everybody is curious, because you heard of that term, curiosity killed the cat. Okay? Even though satisfaction brought him back, but you already know. Your answer was given to you about everything that they did. You didn't need to know why they did it. Hell, you know why they did it. because they did not have your best interest at heart and they scammed you. So when you are hearing about hoovering, it's only a tactic that the narcissist is using to gain back access to see if they can come back and run the game again, but to deepen their hooks in you so that they can trap you for themselves for the rest of your life. Now, some of these narcissists, they'll try to put a baby in you and make sure that you with them for a long period of time without escape. Excuse me, depending on your relationship with the narcissist. But understand this, that a narcissist only thinks about a narcissist. And the narcissist was only thinking about ways of how they were going to extract from your life. Because when they was drawn to you, there was things that they did like that they didn't have. And they didn't have those things because to me, it's by personal choice. When you are traumatized and you don't go and you get the healing and the help and the assistance that you need, you're going to lack things because you are negative. Nothing about you is positive except for what you are doing when you're faking the funk to try to gain somebody's trust. That's the only time when a narcissist is nice to you, or when they behinds want to be able to come back in your life so that they can continue abusing you. That's when a narcissist is nice to you. Narcissists don't care nothing about you. They only care about themselves. So the Hoover, all that is just them wanting to gain access back to you. Sometimes it is to try to deepen that trauma bond. But once you continue on your journey of healing, and it does take time to heal from narcissistic abuse and the games that they did, because you got to remember, they were reprogramming your mind and your emotions, and they was trying to break you. And they did break you down for a minute, because that trauma bond is a beast to break. It is. It ain't no joke. Okay? It is no joke. But also, when you're going through your healing, I like to say, and I've said it in my past videos, it's like you go into a cocoon state. And in that cocoon state that you go in, okay, you are actually being rebirthed. Okay, and you are turning and blossoming into a beautiful butterfly, something different, something new. Okay, and when you are coming through your rebirth, which is your awakening, you begin to see things in a different perspective, but also the right perspective that you need to know to protect yourself from people that use these manipulative things. Because as you're learning, you're growing. Okay. And as you're growing, you are being empowered. Okay. And you're leveling up. Okay. Now, you may run into another narcissist, because there's a bunch of them out there, but you'll learn things that will help you, because once you go through a narcissistic relationship, whatever type it was, family, friends, a loved one, a lover, business partner, things of that nature, you'll know how to handle things in a different perspective. And when you're going through this cocoon state, it's painful, because you recognize that someone intentionally hurted you on purpose, and they did this awful thing. And when they did it, they want you to be in a state to where you can't recover. They want you in a state to think that the abuse that they did to you is okay and that you love them, and you don't. Because they are into, not all, but some narcissists are into dark magic. And what they did was they put a love spell, an obsession spell over you. And all they needed was your picture and your name. Okay. And then they either paid someone to do these things, or they did it themselves. Okay. And this is why you probably thought you needed them too, not recognizing and realizing that they put you under a spell. They just didn't put you under no spell in the love bombing stage. That was part of the love potion, but that wasn't all of what they were doing. So if you recognize and understand these things, you're going to know that the narcissist intentionally and on purpose was trying to manipulate you for their own personal gain. And they wanted to break you down so that you would not recover, because they wanted your supply. They didn't want you to have it. They wanted it for themselves. So when it comes down to this Hoover, it's only a way for them to try to gain access to come back, or they're trying to deepen that trauma bond because they want to try to stay connected. And that connection has been broken. It's been broken. But the narcissist also knows that they can't come back. Ain't no coming back from that. Because once you close the door and you slam the door, that's it. But that doesn't mean that the narcissist ain't going to be sitting over here watching you. Because they do that. They even hire a community to watch you and report back to them your every move. And when you on your cell phone, they can see you. When you on your computer, they can see you. Yeah, bona fide stalkers. Kicking themselves in the behind, trying to figure out how you got out. You were supposed to. That relationship wasn't going to work out in the first place. God wasn't going to allow it. And you wasn't going to allow it either, because you know your worth. And this is why the narcissist hoovers you. I will see you guys in the next video.